holidaymakers abroad has taken a few dents, you have to agree, over the years. And the Greek resort of Malia is the latest to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. For example, one Briton was left with burns after being set alight by a furious local girl.
And a 17-year-old died from serious head injuries, reportedly, after a drunken fall. We put our ex-copper Rav Wilding back on the street in Malia to see just why the islanders have had enough.
I've seen people fighting with smashing bottles. I've seen people taking the knives out. People using drugs. Boys slapping the girls. Girls slapping boys. People hating the policeman. This is a big, big trouble for everybody.
2/3 of the British population go abroad for their holidays, and 6 million of them are aged between 16 and 24. Every year, the beaches and bars of Europe seem to be a battleground between the frustrated locals and young Brits looking to party. Stuart Felton made the headlines for the second-degree burns he got after a Greek girl set him alight. She claims he insulted her by exposing himself, which he denies.
She's literally just set me on fire and I've gone up in flames. These flames are sort of coming 4 to 6 inches off my chest.
The girl now faces a court case, but Stuart's Malia lawyer says he'd be less happy defending other Brits.
For example, this summer, in a period of 1 month and a half, we did 3 cases of rape and 1 case of street fighting involving very, very serious injuries.
So why do you think then that British people are finding themselves involved in this sort of trouble?
It's a marketing issue. So they're trying to say that come here, you can find a place with no rules, with cheap alcohol, and you can do whatever you want, and that's not true.
But some holidaymakers say their tour operator reps are making a bad situation worse.
The rep, our tour operators, what they do is they try and push things on you. The thing that we've been pushed for a lot mainly is the booze cruise, it's called, and an unlimited amount of alcohol is supplied. Pretty much just selling us the idea of getting drunk every day.
All there is to do in the evening is get drunk and party. And this isn't the only way that excessive drinking is being encouraged. As night falls, the Greek police face a battle with British bar workers breaking the law.
In order to get people in, bar owners hire PRs who are usually British. They stop passers-by and entice them to come in the bar, telling them that the alcohol is very cheap and that's how people get drunk. In Greece, the law says that PRs can't leave their bars, and this is completely illegal. It's a battle we fight every night.
And with the aid of secret filming, we can show them in illegal action.
Half a pint of
half the spirit, half the mix. That's not a chicken and vodka and lemonade. You get half pint of vodka, half pint of lemonade. That's any spirit and a mix when it comes out. Whatever. I'm going to give you 2 free shots each, whatever you want, whether it's San Beans, tequila, and vodka shots. Vodka money for only €5 each. I'll take you 4, I'll give you 3 fish bowl as well.
That woman has just offered us for €5 a fish bowl, half a pint of mixer, and a couple of other drinks. And she offered us more if we got 2 strangers. And it's not long before the police cells show me a British PR and the bar owner arrested for this crime. Their accommodation for the night includes a noisy Scottish lad who's now crying on the phone to his mother, and if I were them, I wouldn't be expecting a hot shower.
Another night in Malia.
It's now 4 AM, the last stragglers are going home. I've seen people being sick in the streets, I've seen fights, and to be honest, it makes me in some ways a little ashamed to be British. So the last group of people I need to speak to are the ones who send people here.
Quite often what is seen to be hijinks in this country, in the UK, could seem to be very offensive in places like Greece.
Now, I met a lawyer. He's dealt with 3 cases of rape involving British tourists, as well as a large-scale GBH case. Would you call that hijinks?
I certainly wouldn't, and we would support any local authority who felt they had to arrest someone because they broke the law.
It seems some tour operators, bar owners and holidaymakers themselves are failing to take their share of responsibility for what some Brits are doing abroad. And until that changes, European resorts will continue to love our money, but loathe our behaviour.
Well, Rav, you got back literally last night. Now, was the whole scene as bad as you thought or as expected?
I think it probably was a little bit worse than I thought, but it's worth saying it was a small minority that are causing the trouble, and the vast majority of people just want to go and have a good time and drink responsibly.
So what's been done then to stop this kind of behaviour abroad?
Well, ABTA, who are kind of the regulatory body for the tourism industry, have actually taken some proactive steps. One, for example, is this letter here, which they will give in particular to youngsters when they arrive at their hotels, and it will say on it, "We would ask you to consider your actions, drink in moderation, behave in an appropriate and considerate way. It will not be offensive to your fellow holidaymakers and the local community." So they're trying to warn off this behaviour. And they've also actually gone out there and had meetings with the local mayor's office, for example, and the local police to say, look, this clearly is a bit of a problem. What can we do about it?
I have a theory, though, about all these countries where you see this kind of publicity. It's all about money, isn't it? It's about selling holidays and selling stuff in their local
Money
country.
is a large factor here, because apparently 5 years ago, one of the fellas we just saw in the film there said it was largely families that would go over there. They weren't bringing enough cash in, so now the big money comes from the bars.
But again, it's one of those things that's going to just rage on in terms of what happens and who's responsible. But we would love to know your thoughts, or indeed your experiences of Brits abroad. Who do you think is responsible? What's responsible? Log on to our website, bbc.co.uk/The One Show.
Yeah.